leave at door. What's going on in here? Oh my gosh! He's naked in his own house! Yup, say hello to TikTok, buddy. You're done for.
DoorDash is our word for the day because I've got a wacky story for you guys. And this is one of those stories that will make you hold the Orb of Confusion by force and cringe, like when I accidentally saw my great-grandma changing clothes when I was a kid. It scarred me. And I'm talking about none other than DoorDash girl from TikTok. Now her name is Livie Rose Henderson and she goes by irlMonsterHighdoll on TikTok, and she accused an unconscious man of SAing her.
That's up.
Yes, that's the SA that she was talking about. Seeing an unconscious/sleeping man in his own home half naked, and she just happens to see it. Yeah. But before we get into anything else, let's take a peek at what she wrote in her original video to give a little bit of context. So she wrote, a man named Austin ordered DoorDash, select the option to have the order left at door, sees the DoorDash, me, has a female name, falls asleep on the couch with his pants and underwear to his ankles and his front door wide open in 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is what I see when I have to leave the order. Crazy, right? Now finding her response after that clip is slightly hard for me because I am not really familiar when doing research on TikTok, because I'm getting chain jump scared every time I click on a thumbnail with her face like this.
I'm the victim! Remember?
Yeah, I kept getting jump scared by that repeatedly because I didn't notice that there's a hashtag stitch on the caption or somewhere in the video, I guess, so it became a slight pain in the butt to find her responses. But I found it, thank goodness. So upon finding her responses, I found out that she actually reported the guy to the police.
I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home. But after so many people told me to report it to the police, I did. And I called the non-emergency line and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again. And he understood that, the police officer, and then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me and he told me, like, this is pretty much verbatim. It's not verbatim, but like it's the point that he said. He said he's not sure if that there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house, and specifically he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or like his window with it out or whatever, but it's like, come on now.
So yeah, the first part is just all about her saying that she reported that man to the police for basically nothing. And to be honest, I think this is the most self-aware state that we will ever see her on this incident, up until her last response, I guess. Because you heard her acknowledge that the police is not sure if she can press any charges because the dude was inside his house. And her repeating what the officer said, that it's not like he came to the door with his schlong dangling, so technically there's no grounds for her to charge the man. And then after that first half, the delusion came knocking at her brain and actually consumed her whole. And like, she welcomed that delusion with open arms because she starts talking nonsense after that.
Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on. You got all your lights on in your house. You got your front door open, right? And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered to your front door, you're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on, it's freezing outside. Like, come on now. That is voyeurism. That is exhibitionism. That was something against my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
Right, so about her accusing that man of voyeurism, exhibitionism, and assault, because that man did neither of those three. Because voyeurism just means that you like watching someone, and he is not watching. He is sleeping. He is conked out, so technically you're the one watching here. Like, you even zoomed in on his pee-pee without his consent. And exhibitionism simply means that someone is exposing their intimate parts in a public or semi-public environment. Let me repeat that. Public or semi-public environment. And that man is in his own home, aka is in a private property. And even accusing him of indecent exposure is also quite a stretch because indecent exposure should also happen in public.
And then another major factor that we're not even considering is that man lives in a duplex. In that video, you'll see another door next to his. That's another apartment unit right next to his. That could be a family. If I wasn't the target, you still shouldn't be whacking it off, whether you're drunk or under the influence of any substances. with your door wide open regardless, because anybody could walk out and get assaulted from that, seeing what you're doing on your couch. It could be a child. Anybody could come up on your porch and see that. Anybody walking by on the sidewalk and accidentally getting a glance would be a victim.
And you can really hear the delusion just consuming her, taking control of her non-stop, because she's like, oh, anyone that passed by and had a quick glance or even accidentally laid eyes on that man's eggplant will be assaulted? I mean, okay, I understand that what you saw made you feel very uncomfortable, and to be honest, it's quite cringe-inducing, but he did not assault you. Because assault almost always require physical touch, and in some cases that assault charges may be viable is when the person threatens you with something like verbal threats, menacing gestures, or brandishing a weapon. So without physical touch, the only way you can accuse him of assault is if he threatens you. And that man is sleeping. Like, did his manhood threaten you that much that even when he is unconscious you felt intimidated? And it's not like his anaconda is making menacing gestures, and sure as heck that he didn't brandish that thing as a weapon like Drake, so that's why the police officer said that it's not like he came to the door with it out or something. And then after that, the main event begun, and she was fired from her job at DoorDash.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me! This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while door dashing. They just fired me! And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job, and that was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
Whoa, she is angry. Yeah, she absolutely deserved that, and like I said, now I'm holding on to the Orb of Confusion because I'm really confused and amazed at the same time on the extreme lack of self-awareness she's exhibiting here. Because again, milady, you were never assaulted. So that crash out will never be valid. And the delusion kept on going because she then contemplated on suing DoorDash because she is just doubling down that she got assaulted by a sleeping man in a private property in his own house. And here comes her most viral clip. I mean, it's not as viral as the clip where she announced that she got fired, but this clip is the one that got stitched the most.
You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again and censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok.
Another invalid crash out that evolved into an unimpressive poop storm then turned into a feminist statement.
So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job, the police are doing nothing, and if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done! This is a man's world! I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim! And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
And finally, we get to dig into the main course for today, our entree. And the dish that was served up is an extra large portion of insanity. Now, she kept yelling that she's the victim here and this is a man's world, blah blah blah. And I think everyone that has a properly functioning prefrontal cortex can see that she is in fact not the victim here. Because even when I gave her the maximum benefit of the doubt, like okay, so let's just play her game for a little bit. So let's just say that the man really meant what he did. Like, he really set her up to see her, to see his shlongadong, or to whoever passed by his front door, and he's just pretending to sleep. He's like this, just waiting for someone to pass by. Now, if he intentionally did that, now, first of all, that is bad straight up. But the fact that he is in his own home on a private property, technically and legally, he is not in the wrong here. Because anyone can do whatever they want in their own home, right? Except, you know, of course, storing like recreational drugs there or corpses there, or because, of course, that is illegal. So if he intentionally did that, like air out his wiener on a sofa expecting someone to see it, not gonna lie, that is very smart, because technically no one can do anything about it because he is in his own home. But, and again, that is if he intentionally did that, like intentionally set her up, which I don't think is the case. Because I really do think that he didn't mean that to happen, because the most likely scenario in my head is that maybe she is right, that he is drunk or under the influence of something, then he went ahead and did his thing, and maybe he forgot to, or he didn't push the door enough to lock it per se. So when a gust of wind blew by, that blew the door wide open when he is fast asleep. Because you can see that his windows were closed. So if he intentionally did that, I would think that all of his shit will be wide open because he wants people to see him that way, right? But no, his windows were closed. So that led me to believe that he didn't mean for his door to be wide open like that.
I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me.
Now, banning that guy from DoorDash maybe is the right company move, because maybe they didn't want a similar situation to happen again, but I think it's a little bit unfair for the guy, because in my eyes, and a lot of people's eyes probably, that he did nothing wrong. Because again, he is in his own house.
Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right?
Girl, because you're the one who's wrong here. And this guy actually summed it up best, so he said, "Let me get this right. So a man ordered DoorDash and instructed you to leave it in the front door. When you got there, then saw the door opened and he wasn't covered properly in his property, you took out your phone and recorded this man while he was unconscious, and then you went ahead and posted online, then complained when they terminate your contract. I mean, I hope this man gets a lawyer and sue you, and I also hope DoorDash investigation team handle this case then sue you too, because a clear instruction was given to you beforehand." And then DoorDash after that did release their official statement saying, "We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience SA or SH, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it, full stop. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe. And that's exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies, and that is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated, along with the customers, while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings. We know these are sensitive situations, but we want every Dasher to know that if you ever feel unsafe or experiencing something concerning, come to us. We are here to listen, act, and support." So technically, the guy was the victim here, because she is cooked if that guy got a lawyer and decided to press charges, because she potentially can have 4 on her belt, like invasion of privacy, unlawful recording, distribution of intimate images, and defamation. Like, the guy will have the edge when it comes to a legal battle, and she will lose that battle straight up. And now this is her last video clip about the incident after DoorDash released their statement.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you've shown me. So the update is, last night I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together.
Now this girl, I think, should double check, because I'm pretty sure that almost everyone is throwing tomatoes at her because of what she did.
When you mix fuel, metal oxide, and metal powder in just the right way, it burns at 2,000 degrees Celsius. Hot enough to cut through nearly any barrier known to man. Throw some C4 into the mix, and you've got one hell of a combination.
New hero.
When one door closes, walk through an open one. Smile to the camera. Special delivery.
Now, for those who are defending this woman's actions, please, I really do think that you need to look at the incident on a different perspective. That she is the perpetrator here, and that guy that was taped in his own home, half naked, and posted publicly was the victim. Cause please do some research on what SA or SH really mean. Cause like if you accidentally saw a genitalia somewhere, it doesn't mean that you got S8. Cause like there's a criteria for that. Legally. But if someone is in their own home, they can technically do whatever they want. They can run, jump, do the worm, break dance, go Super Saiyan, or do a Kamehameha wave naked, if that's what they want. And you can't do anything about it. And the only best thing that you can do is nothing. Judge them if you want, just, walk away.
My name is Jamie, and I am a Super Saiyan.
But yeah, I'm guessing after that she is still fired, and I hope she gets a job soon. And as for the guy, just freaking lock your door, man. A lot of crazies these days. So yeah, that's it. Bye.